Now, in Masts and Antennas Part 1, I mentioned that the correct operating system for the truck was to demount the masts. Well, obviously as a one-man operator that's not possible, so the masts are extremely heavy, so I've had to come up with a way of using them on the truck, which we're going to show you now. First of all, you put your ground spike in and you crank your mast so that it's about chest height when you stood on the truck roof. And here are the components that we need to do the mast. We have our ladder feeder spooled up here on the board and each leg of the dipole, and we also need the use of a plastic sheet, which would become clear once we get up there and start using it. So here we've fitted the isolators and we've got each leg of the dipole connected and our ladder feeder coming away from that. Now, because we're operating on the truck, there are lots of brackets and gadgets that the feeder can snag on when you're cranking the mast up. So a little trick I've developed is to lay the feeder out on a plastic sheet, and that certainly helps it not to get snagged up on the things while you're cranking the mast up. It's the same principle as putting a rope in a bag. Anybody that's done any climbing will tell you if you spool a rope into a bag, then it will always come out unsnagged. So let's crank the mast up and string the dipoles. Okay, the mast is up and the ends are strung. I'll show you a photograph of that. Here's the ladder feeder coming into the connections on top of the truck. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to make this out, but just here there's a symbol for the inverted V, and on this side there's a D13, so that's a folded dipole with 13 meters in each leg, and on that side is a D40, which is a folded dipole with 40 meters in each leg. As we're using an open dipole, then we're using the inverted V output. And here you can see the station from some distance with its mast and ladder feeder. The dipoles we're using today are quite small. They're optimised for the 20 metre band, and we just tied them off to the fence. We could have put up the big aerials, the 40 metre length, that's 80 metre length in total, but we have to guide the mast for that because the wires are so heavy. Here is another view of the ladder feeder going up to the mast top with the dipoles coming off. We're using power input from the workshops, and we've got our ground stake in. Around the other side of the truck, I mentioned that the station can use independent aerials. It can put receive aerials 50 metres away, and this panel here is where the receive aerials connect. This thing here is a baluster lamp which arrests excessive RF power which would otherwise get back into the receive circuits. And again, you can see we've got a 3 metre whip input, we've got the inverted V input with the tails at ground level or the tails at sky level, and we've got the folded dipole with 2 times 13 metre legs.